Hello guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today's video we are going to be building a portfolio. And when I say portfolio guys, don't think this is a static one. In fact, matter of fact, this portfolio is fetching all your data, all your repos from GitHub itself, and we are actually displaying the portfolio name also with the stars. So this is not like the static ones we do make from in the past one designs and all of those we do before this project. No, this is actually a live one. So I'll show you guys a quick demo how this works, and I hope, because I got a comment from a subscriber who asked if it is possible to fetch your to have your live GitHub project projects samples on your, if you can make it happen on a live website and make it like so like I've gone ahead to make it the tutorial about it, and today I just want to show you guys how to make it. So I'll give you a quick demo. As you can see, it is single page one. Let me zoom it a little bit. So this is a portfolio blog. This one I have it on my GitHub. So if we go to my GitHub, as you can see, we have a portfolio blog, this one right here. So it's a live one. It's fetching all the stuff from this repo. So on this one right now, as you can see, we have the star 29 stars, and also right here we've got the 29 stars. So what we want to do is probably, and maybe hit it here. As you can see, it's 30 right now. So if I refresh this one right now, as you can see, it's 30 as well. And if I come back here and unstart it, and I refresh it right now, it's going to go back to 29. As you can see, it's live, you guys. It's not a fake one, it's not static like we always do. I refresh again, as you can see, it's 30. And the same thing with all of these other ones. So when I click on any of this portfolio, if I click on any of this, it actually redirects me to that. As you can see, it's in my page, it's in my profile, it's in my as you can see, this is my JavaScript. So on this the project, if I copy this link right now, as you can see, it's 70 stars, right? And if I go back here, as you can see, we have 70 stars right here. And if I paste the same one right here, just so I can be using the two browsers, so if I come here, as you can see, it's 70 stars. So let me hit start it. Now it's 18, right? So right here it says 17, right? If I refresh it, as you're going to see, it's going to be 18, right? Okay. And also here it's fetching the total stars of all my repos, right? So here I'm only fetching this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm only fetching 7. Of course you can fetch all of your repos. And one thing about this build is that you make sure the repo is in public. If it's private, it won't work, because they like respecting your I don't know, they're respecting your choice, so it won't work. It's only the repo set to public that will work. And also we have a link to our GitHub right here, and also to our GitHub right here. And also if I refresh this, you see a little kind of blurry stuff. As you can see, it's kind of blurry. Okay, let me zoom it a little bit, and you can see. So this all we're going to do. We're going to handle all of this, and I'm going to show you guys how to implement all of this. And also we can go and implement the dark theme if you want to. If that's what interests you, you can as well do that. If you go to the light theme, dark theme, and system preference, which is our default system theme, and also you can you can switch it whatever you like. So guys, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of things for you to learn, and I hope you're excited to kick off this project with me. And make sure, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe, and make sure you kind of share our videos. You comment if there's anything you don't understand, please leave a comment down below and I will respond. And if there's any project you'd like me to handle, please do leave down in the comments as well, and I will go and build it for you. So without further ado, let's start our project. So I'm going to first of all go to my text editor. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one right here, and for my what's it called, for my text, right, for my layout right here, as you can see, I'm having just some kind of styles right here, which is giving it a grid min height of dvh and grid rows of 1fr. Then also, if you've dealt with grid before, you understand this. Then the fonts, I'm giving it Satoshi, and the anti-aliased, okay, that one special. So alright, here MX Auto, and make sure you give it a flex and with a full MXW to be 2XL, and also flex to be called, so that they can be in a vertical center position. And PX of 4 on medium devices, make it to be PX of 0. And also here another div, make sure you have M bottom of what's it called, bottom of 20, margin top of 10, and also give it a flex and with a full flex call as well. I think I'm giving, okay, flex card, we've already done that right here, but notwithstanding, yeah. So what we want to do is go to the home page. So the home page is where we're going to start everything, and one thing first is that I need to kill this server. I need to kill it so we can, okay, so here we're going to, as you can see, it's giving me some, but never mind, it's because I was removing some stuff there. So just run npm run dev, okay, and okay, so the next thing we are going to do is first of all, I'm going to go to the, let me just remove that. Let's go to the home page right here. Alright. The first thing first we are going to do is first of all have a div style, give it a class name, give it margin top of 3, okay, and in there we are going to have a p tag which has a name. So I'm just going to grab those. So here, what am I doing right now? So let me just import this from next link. So I'm giving a text content of my introduction, and also I'm importing the link from the next link component. In there, what I'm basically doing is this GitHub profile. So I'm just giving it font semi-bold on the line transition. As you can see, if I hover around, it's kind of having this transition of smoothness. So that's what it's doing. And also, we are giving it a text of neutral 500. When we hover it, you can see the text kind of go a little bit blur, changed its color. So also we give it the GitHub profile as content of text right here, and also some text right here. So that is not as So the next thing we want to do is grab our h2. Also imagine bottom this gap between this text and this one. Just give the margin bottom of 3, margin top of 10, which is this space right here, and also give a text of 2XL to be a little bit larger, and also font bold on more medium devices, margin top of 14. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do is grab this p tag. Okay, so right now this one I will comment it out first. So all we need to do is have the p tag with text of balance, text of extra large, which is this one, and also is having this link component for which we import earlier on. And now we are trying to get go to a link, which if you ask me, we could have just do something like this. We could have just do like this, github.com, something like this, right? So if I save it and the target to be blank, something like this, of course this is going to work. All right, this is going to work, and there's no problem with all this, but what if we want to use something over and over again? That could be something we want to avoid. So what we're going to do is go to we're going to go to our config folder. We're going to go to the app folder, this one. We're going to go to the app folder, then we're going to create a config folder. So config folder, and also in there we're going to create a site.cs, like so, not cx, but cs, like so. Okay, so in here what we need to do is we have to import site config from types. So don't worry, we're going to create these types for in a short while, but for now, let's say the site URL, let's go URL equals to env dot next public URL. Now first of all, we don't even have this .env, so what I'm going to do is create the .env. So what I'm going to do right now is I have to find a way to go to my .env. Some of you, this is the .env. So what you need to do is make sure, I forgot to show you guys, make sure you install this at c3oas / or this one env / Next.js. Also make sure you install class variant authority. Let me zoom in a little bit. Make sure you install class variant authority. Make sure you install CLSX. Make sure you install Lucy React. Please do not install Prisma. Don't install Prisma. We're not going to use it. I was testing something before, and make sure you install Zod. Make sure you install Next Themes. Make sure you install this one as well. So yeah, so those are what you're going to install. So this is what we are going to be using, and this package allows us to run our code to separate our server side and a client side. The ones we're going to be using on the server side is not going to be exposed, and the ones we're going to be using on the client side is going to be exposed. So it differentiates these two stuff. So you're going to see how we're going to be using it in a short while. So make sure what you need to do is go back to your, let me zoom a little bit. So make sure you go to, make sure you create this file, make sure you create the .env, no, make sure you create env.mjs, okay? So in there, what you want to do, import, create env from t3 from this env / dash, this might be dash Next.js, I don't know. So make sure you import it from there, and also make sure you use the create env, and make sure you have your server side to be GitHub OAuth token. Make sure you use the Zod. You could have make sure you use the Zod here to stringify, to turn it into a string, and also make sure you give it a minimum value of 1. Okay, so in case they didn't put anything there, it's going to throw error that they need to put something there. And also from the client side, as you can see, it's in public, so it's making sure we can differentiate like our secret things that we're going to use and the public things. So if it's on the server, we don't need to use the next public, but right now it's on the client side, so we need to use this public. And every other client side thing we're going to be using, instead of we calling the, what's it called, instead of we doing this, what's it called, instead of we doing process .env instead of we doing this, we just have to call it from here, because here is going to be our runtime environment. So here is going to use the process.env, and also here as well is going to use the process.env. So whenever we want to, we're exporting this .env. So that's why we are going to be importing the .env from we're going to be importing .env from this file. So anytime we want to call any one of them, we're going to use the .env and dot, maybe from the client or maybe from the server. But for here, we say .env.nextPublic app URL. So that is it for the site. And also, what we need to do is I need to import it. Let me import env from /env.mjs. So these types right now, let's go create this type, because we're going to use it right here to cast our objects right here. So let's go to the types. So right here is the types. So what we need to create here is index.d.cs, and right now I'm just going to grab all of this and explain. So right here we are importing type icon from Lucid React, and also we are importing icons from Lucid React as well. So this one is icon, this one is icons. Okay, there's difference. This one is icon, while this one is icons. So yeah, we're going to have a nav item. In the nav item, we're going to have title, we're going to have href, we're going to have icon. And now this key of type of icon is going to explicitly say maybe the type is of home, maybe the type is of settings, maybe the type is of arrow left. So it's going to cast this. And whenever we want to specify here, we're going to give it the actual type, okay? But for now, we're just casting it to be of type icon. Then the site config is basically the site config. Let me grab this one right here. So the site config, as you can see, is the site config is going to have a name, description, and also an image. But first of all, let me just import this from the types. Okay, let me see. It's never read. Okay, so we need to make use of it. So in a minute I'll come back to it and explain, but for now let's just relax now. So let us just go back to let's just go back to so right here we already have the types. So we'll come back to it. I'll explain most of it. So let's go back to our page.css. Right now it's saying we need to import the type config. Yes. So right now we don't have the site config. That is why we need to go create it. So let's go back to the site right here. So right here in this site we need to make sure we have all our type casted. So what I'm going to do is export const sites config, and then right now as you can see we need to cast it, but if I go here and say name, the name right here we're going to give it of JavaScript, and also on the description as you can see it has so much, and right now if I'm doing all of this it's not giving me the proper type, so we need to cast it to be of site config like so. So if I press enter right now you're going to see, let me go back, yeah. So if I go here and say description, I wonder why this okay, I think it's not yet importing site config from site, cannot find module types or corresponding type declaration. So here we have the types. Maybe I need to reload this, reload Windows. So it kind of sync, because for now it's kind of saying something differently. Okay, so it's still giving me export site config. Okay, so here is the description. Don't know why it's kind of so here is the description, and right here we are just going to give it some description right now, because I don't have any description in my head, so we're just going to flow with that one. Also the URL, and we're just going to go with use my template literals. So right now I'm just going to do the use my backtick, and and there's a site underscore URL, and make sure you like I said, make sure you have all of this. So here we are having the URL, which is of type string, and also right now we are having the URL as well. So everything is matching the everything has to match the types, which we, as you can see here, we have a name, it's name, description should be description, and also the site's URL as well. Okay, so here we have the site's URL, and the next thing we're going to use is the OG image. Oh my bad, we should probably use something like this, and here it's just going to have the site URL. So it's just going to have the site URL without that. Okay. What's going on right now? So it's just going to have the site URL and also the link right now, which we're going to provide the link with the GitHub. As you can see, it's kind of as you can kind of see, it's kind of adapting to our .env right now. It's kind of adapting to our what's it called, our casting of the properties, right? We passed from the what's it called, we passed earlier on from the types, so it's kind of casting and recognizing them right now. And for the GitHub and the Twitter, we're just going to have these ones there. As you can see, it's no longer complaining, and down here we have the mail support. So here we are just going to use mail, info@javascript.com. So as you can see, it stops complaining. So right now we can just import this from the config. Okay. So that is done for that. So the next thing we need to do is still go back to our home page. As you can see right now, we're trying to fetch some of our repos from GitHub itself. So what we need to do is go to our, okay, so let me just clean this one up. We don't need it anymore. So the next thing we need to do is go to our app, which is this one. Go to our app. In case you guys are not seeing it very well, go to our app, right? This one. And then make sure you create a folder called the utils. And as you can see right now, if you go and create a folder called utils and then hit enter, and then in the utils we're going to create a file name called lib. So lib.ts, and then hit enter. As you can see, hit enter. Alright, so in here we are going to grab some stuff right now. So what I'm doing, I'm grabbing the repo. Remember, for our types we have a type called repo. So here the repo is going to have an ID, it's going to have a name and HTML URL and stargazers count. So we're going to be fetching all this from our repos. Okay, so we're importing those repo from types. Also we're importing the CLSX and also the class value from CLSX. Also the Tailwind merge from Tailwind merge. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is make sure we have this is important if you want to do some styling in Tailwind CSS. And also if you are doing this styling, you need some kind of you need some kind of precedence in programming, because there are sometimes you might want to style a thing, and also there's a time whereby we just want to pass additional styling, receive it as props. So if you don't have this package, it will be a little bit of be struggling with it, but with this package you are going to be just fine. So make sure you do this. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is make sure we get make sure you get the popular repos. So we want to go to our GitHub and fetch some of those popular repos. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is go to our GitHub. So you don't want to just go to your GitHub and start looking for what, I don't know. You just can't go to your GitHub and start looking for, how do I want to fetch repo. No. So what you need to do is go back to your GitHub and go to the settings, and in your settings make sure you go to the developer settings, this one. Okay, so right now in here you need to come to this one, these tokens. Okay, make sure you click on it. As you can see, I have one already running right now, and I don't want to do that, but you need to generate a new token. Okay, so right now it's asking me for my it's asking me to do this. So I'm just going to put my authenticator. I'm going to use my authentication code, and after that I will show you guys what it looks like. Okay. Okay guys, so once you've successfully signed, you pass the security check, it's going to take you here. So what you need to do first in here, your token name, so you're just going to give it maybe anything you like. So for me, I'm just going to use this for example, and the resource owner is me, and also the expiration date, maybe you can set to 30, you can set to 7 days, you can set to 6 days, all depends on you. I'm going to do this to be 7 days. By the way, I'm going to delete all of it when I'm done because I'm not interested. This is just for educational purpose. Okay, so here you want to select public repositories, which is read only. Do not select this applies to all current and future repositories you own. The public repository read only, so you don't want to select this one because it's going to select both your, I think it's going to get all plus your private repos, so I don't think you should do this, but you should go with this one. Okay, and then you hit on that, so it's going to generate some stuff for you right now. So make sure you copy this key, this one you got here, make sure you copy it. As you can see, I already have one which I'm going to delete very soon. So make sure after that you go to your the .env right now. As you can see, I have one already running, which was the one I just showed you. So make sure you use the GitHub _OAuth _token and next public API URL. Make sure you put this one as well. Okay. So it's, as you can see, it's going to be something like this. From the first one I had, it was somewhat the same, as you can see. So all you just need to do is have your GitHub like so. So it's going to use not GitHub token. Just, yeah, you can use GitHub tokens, all good, but make sure once you are calling the name from your dots, maybe make sure whenever you call in the name, that name, as you can see here, it's called dots. It's called GitHub token, and make sure once you are in your what's it called, in your .env, make sure this one is same to be GitHub token, and also right here it should be the same with like so. But for me, I'm just going to use GitHub OAuth token, okay? And that is all that matters. So this one, I'm just showing you guys how it can be done. So I'm just going to, delete this one. So as you can see, I have my last one, which is this one running. And for you, don't delete it so that it will work, okay? So here in our homepage right now, it's kind of complaining because we don't have these two stuff here, right? So what we need to do is go back to what's it called, let's go back to our function. So right now we need to call the get popular repos. Okay, so we're going to use the export async function get popular repos, like so. And also we are going to use the what's it called, we're going to use the GitHub API. So what we need to do, because once we kind of try to fetch from this we want to fetch from this API, like so, const repos. So we're going to give it some type right now. We're going to cast it to repos. Okay, and this one we need to import the repos because we don't have, okay, we have the repo here, so we're going to import the repo from here, cast it to this report and say await. Then we fetch the native JavaScript. So let's make this, so here it's going to the https://api.github.com, and here it's going to the search, which we do not want to, because we are not searching anything, rather we want to fetch from our repos. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this one. So as you can see, it's going to our repo, right? You're going to go to the users and make sure you have JavaScript here. Probably if you want to pass in your username from elsewhere, you probably might say user, and then right here, and then you probably say you cast it to be of type of maybe string, and then in here you just have to you just have to make the user be here. So in here you just probably going to use the user right here. So I mean this will work, but just make sure whenever you want to call, and see it's complaining it's declared, but it's missing the follow property, so it's going to miss it's not going to have that user right here, because I think right now in the repo there's nothing like a user. Probably we can just maybe use the name as well, but yeah, you can do that as well, but for now we are not doing that. We just want to go to this repo and go to this user, and then repo the sort. Actually, yeah, we want to sort them and in a descending order. Make sure that we grab the one that's having the highest first, and then the other. Alongside there, we want to send some basic credentials. So this helps for authorization or authentication. So we have to pass our GitHub OAuth token. So it's going to, this is going to be like an optional stuff. So if we have since we're going to have the GitHub OAuth token, then we need to find a way to send it alongside this request. Okay, so what we need to do is go to the headers and authorization. Then this time we are not sending the token, rather we are saying the bearer, which is the bearer. So it's going to the bearer, and also the content type. The content type, we are going to send it to application // JSON, right, like so. Okay, and down here we are going to check since if our request is successful, then we are going to do the response.json. That's the whatever we get from our request. So here we are going to grab the e, which is if there's any error, we're going to catch it. So we're just going to console log the e down there. Okay, so that is the first one we are going to do. So so right down here we're going to, like, we don't want to get all our repos, we just want to get some some few of our repos. So repos dot filter, we're going to filter our repos, and in each repos that we got, we're going to get the stargaze. Okay, stargazer dot stargazer counts that are greater than 1, like so. So once we got all of those, then we are going to dot sort them. And here we are, like, I know if we are, like, maybe we are using, like, what's it called, if we are using like a Prisma, we'll have used the description or sort it based on order by description, or in a ascending order or descending order. But right now we are doing it this way because this is how we want to sort them. And also we want to get just 7, and I mean you can get 10, maybe you can just probably not even do this. You can just go with it and then you return the filter, and that will be fine. You can get up to 50, but for me right now I just want to get 9. Right here, as you can see, I'm getting just 7. But right now we can just return our filter like so, which is cool. And now, as you can see, we have to make use of it. Where's it complaining? All importing unused. Okay, so it's not complaining like it doesn't exist, but it's complaining because we are not using them. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is go to our page.css, and as you can see, I'm going to make sure I do this UL, and in here we are going to popular get popular. Did I okay, good. So I'm kind of wondering why. So make sure you turn your to be of async, and also right down here we're going to say const popular repos equals this, await get popular repos. So in here we're going to grab the popular repos. I'm not going to call it direct, like, so popular repos dot map. So right here is going to map and give us each of the repo, which the repo like so. And right now we're going to cast it to of repo like so, which we did before while we were doing the types, the site config yeah. So right now we're going to cast them to the type of repo, which is we have the what's it called, I can't even remember right now. Let me go back to my lib. So we have an array of repo. As you can see, you have the ID, we have the name of the repo, the HTML URL, and stargazer. So those are the repos. Okay, so here is a repo, and right now we're going to have li, which is this one. And in here I just want to maybe just repo dot what's it called, repo dot name. Let's just do this one, and let me go back to this. I think I need to go to another one. Let me look host 3000. Okay, make sure make sure you go to localhost 3000 where it's your locals dev machine is running. Why is this complaining? It cannot find name repo. Okay, so this one is complaining right now because where is it? We are trying to import repo which is coming from not Prisma clients, which is coming from the types. Okay, so make sure you import the repo from types, and this one is complaining because it is not yet no suggestion app slash utils slash lib. So everybody is happy right now. So as you can see, it's fetched all my repos. As you can see, it has Verset blog, it has a portfolio grid, which was initially what we kind of stuff we have portfolio grid waitlist. So it's kind of fetching them as well. As you can see, it has all of this stuff, right? It has all of this one. And so we need to find why is the company issue. Okay, have a unique key. I know. Typescript, give me a break. So right, we have we're fetching them successfully, right? So the next thing we need to do right now is go back to our styling. And on this one, we are going to have a little bit of class name right here. And give it the margin right and left to be 4. Right and left is having the negative right here, which means it shouldn't. If they are having a very big space, it's going to drag them a little bit closer. And margin top from each other should be 8, and flex score so that they be vertical stack. And gap of 5, px of 1, sm to be px of 0. Okay, and for the key here, we need to give this baby something to drink. Okay, and right here we're going to give it a repo.id. So we'd love to solve its problem so it doesn't complain. And in here we're going to have the link, which is coming from next link. Okay, so on the href right here, because whenever we click on this, we click on it, it should take us to the repo.html, as you can see, and target to be underscore blank. And in here we'd love to have our class name as well, so we're just going to put that there and I'll explain. Here is having the margin top and bottom to be 2, and also flex, select none because we don't want to be able to select any of this stuff right here. And also items will be center gap to be 2.5, rounded XL, and padding left and right to be 4, padding top and bottom to be 2, text LG, font medium, transition color, duration. And also when we hover it, we have this amazing color. As you can see, we're not having any color right here. I think I know what that is causing that. I forgot, probably I have it on this one. Color picker, I think that one. I think color highlight, I think I need to color something. Color highlight, like this. This one. Okay, I think this one. So let me just install that one and see if this will come up. Okay, so it is up right here. Okay, so it's kind of highlight, but it's not giving me that, what's it called. So let me install this color picker. Let me see if that is going to work as well. Okay, I don't think that is even working. So guys, comment down below if you know that extension, whereby I don't know, I have it on my this one, but here it's not showing. As you can see, it doesn't it should have bring out this color or something, and right now it's not showing. I don't know why. So let's keep on doing what we know how to do. So right now we are having this color right here. So if I save it and I refresh, as you can see, we have something right now. Let me go in full. It's all here. Good. So what we need to do right now, we have our we need to have our repo, then also a separator offline, and also we have to have our star count, right? So right now we having our star count right here is 30, this one is 28, this one is 18, so it's sorting them out in order. So I think there's something wrong right now, and I need to check what that is, and I think that problem is coming from somewhere here. Link. Okay, so this shouldn't be like this. Matter of fact, they should be separate from each other. I don't want you both to be in the same place. I'm going to see, and href. Okay. Okay. So flex call, and GitHub. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me see why that one is not going. From the original one, we have accounts right here, and also we have our project right here. So right now we're having our accounts and also our stuff underneath each other, which we don't want. So right now I think I'm doing something wrong. So here we have the link. Oh, my bad. So I'm putting everything outside this, so they should be inside the link like so. So let me go back to, this is the original one, and this is the one we are developing. As you can see, I'm fetching a lot of this stuff which I don't think I like. So I'm just going to oh no, 90, no, not 90. So I'm just going to reduce this to 7, as you can see. So that is that. So you right now, you're not working. I should have uninstalled you. Okay, so we have it right here. Good. So if I click on any one of these, it's going to take me to that specific I'm going to take me to that specific repo. If I click on this one, it's going to take me, boom, to this one straight. If I click on this one, it's going to take me there, boom, straight. So all is working fine. So the next thing we need to do is that we are done. Joking, we're not. So the next thing we are going to do is find a way to create what's it called? We have got footer as well as so this we're not going to be using the get all stars. We're only going to be using it elsewhere. So let's go back to our folder. Right here we have our component, which we also have right here, but there's nothing in there right now. So what we need to do is create a layout. So here we're going to create a layout like so, and in there we're going to create footer.csx. In our footer right here we are going to be having few things. So I'm just going to paste this right here. What do we do right now? Let me first of all use the RFCE and also paste all of this right now. Yeah. Something is going on right here. So we have our theme toggle. Make sure, like I told you guys, make sure you have the next theme installed. If you don't know how to, I think it is npm install next themes, like so. Make sure you run this command and it will get the theme installed for you. And now the next thing we are going to use, we're going to do is grab this, and I'll explain. So what we're doing here, this is the interface, because we're going to be accepting of a prop of href and label. So right here we're going to accept href, and also we're going to accept label, and then we're going to make sure those are types of footer props. Okay, so these are the props we accept. And right here we're going to do some links in our footer, which is going to be of type footer props. So you're going to be of href and label. Okay, so this is just an array of objects which is of href and label. And in here for the href we're going to use the site config we did, which is this site config, and we're going to go to the site config.links.github to get our GitHub URL, and also the label is going to be GitHub, and then the rest is going to be of Twitter. So what do we need next? Right now we are just going to be checking if href does start with href. It does start with slash, that means we're on the home page. Okay, so we are going to return something. So right here we just want to return this, return link, like so. And also in here we're going to pass in the wait a minute. Okay, so I'm having to link right here. So one right now is basically we are going to pass this in here. So this one right here is the main footer. So right now we need to create something else. My bad. So we're going to create function footer link, which we already did. So right now we are going to remove this one because this is not the one accepting the props. Why are you misbehaving? So here we're just going to have a div. What is this? Yeah, so I'm just going to remove these things right here. So we're going to just return like so, a div h1, like so, not that one. What is this? Hello. So this is what we're going to return, and this is the one that we're going to call in here. So let me just call this one footer link, and here is going to accept some props like href and all of that cool stuff. So here is going to say, why is it saying not that one? Shit. So here is going to accept the href to be of href and label of label. So right here is where we're going to be asking const is active, or maybe it's local, anyone. So we're going to check if the href just starts with home, that means we're on the home page. So here is going to return our link, which we already import from Next link component. So in here we're going to have it's going to have the label, which we accept here as a props, and also in here we have href to be of href, okay, and we have our class name. Let me just grab this one real quick. So we're going to have a class name of font to be medium, text to be neutral 500, and transition colors duration 200. And when you hover on it, we want the text color to change to neutral 500, which is a little bit grayish, and also max XM, like on a we kind of, when we're kind of resizing it a little bit to mobile view, the last one should be like to be hidden. That means the last link right now it should be 2, the last one should be hidden, okay. And so here we're going to be targeting target. If it is local, make sure it's undefined, else just make sure whenever we click on it, it's going to take us to a very new page. And this so let me just save it, and why is this complaining? Okay, so it's complaining about these two. Let me just comment those out. Make sure you go to your layout for now, and then in your layout, which is this one, in your layout, make sure you have the footer imported for you. So here it's complaining because we need to import. So here you import the footer. Make sure you import this from component, layout, and footer. So why is it complaining? Cannot read property of start with. So let me go back to the layout. So we are use not going to do anything. So let's save that, and start with this local. Okay, so right here it's not going to accept these props, my bad. So I'm going to take those out, and right here we're going to map to our, so let me uncomment this. We're going to map through to get all these stars. Of course we are going to render this, but we're going to pass in some of those props. So what we need to do is go get all our stars. Okay, so let me go back to let me close this one out, make sure you go back to your this your lib right here, and make sure you have this function export async function get all stars. Okay, so as we did earlier on, we're just going to grab it. What we're doing right now is that we are, let me just close this up. We're just going to go to this URL, github.com, our user, then the repos per page. You are fetching 100. If you like, you can fetch 10. If you like, you can fetch 20. So I'm just going to go with 20. Okay, and also for the URL, we are still going to do the what we did earlier on, which is so now we are fetching. We are going to this URL. This one we point there, and also we are passing. If we have a token, then it's going to use this the GitHub token to to make sure we are the owner of this. To make sure we are the owner of this repo. So it's not just going to allow you into any repo. If you want to do this, maybe go to change this name to someone else's repo. If you don't have this key, this token is not going to fetch anything for you, because it's more like an checking if you are the right owner. And for you to make sure you are the right owner, that's why you need to create that token. So with that being said, we need to grab. With that being said, you need to get once the data is back, we get it here as JSON, and the total star right now we just going to count all the, because it's taking. We are going to these repos and we're getting like 20 of those repos. So it's going to count the total star from each repo. So maybe here is 30, the other one is 17. So what we're doing here, we're going to the repo, and then we're using the reduce function, which runs JavaScript. So one is the accumulator, and one here is the what's it called? There's this second name for this. So it's going to add it up. It's going to use the account, which is initially is going to be 0. So 0 plus the stargazer's count, which is each of the repo. So it's going to accumulate everything. As I said, it will start from 0. Okay. So if you don't know your reduce, how to use reduce, make sure you search it from the internet, so you understand how this reduce work. And over here, we're just going to return the total stars, right? So let's go back to the what's it called, the homepage. So here we're using the utils and lib right here. So it goes happy. So the next thing we need to do is go back to the footer, which is this one. No, the footer. Go back to the footer, okay? And in here we need to give it some class names, okay? So I'm just going to grab this real quick and explain. So giving container of type of container, which is something we did with the Tailwind CSS. If you know how to, there is this container right here, and they're giving a party of 1 rem screen to be of 2xl 1400 pixel. So make sure, even if you don't do that still yet, I think this thing will still work, because it's kind of more of predefined by Tailwind, and it works. So the next thing you need to do is give it a div. Give it a div right here, and in this div you may give it a class name. So we give it some class name right here. Give it a flex item center. Give it a justify between gap of 2, sm to be gap of 4, medium gap of 6. Okay, so here's div. Also right here we're going to give it MD, and here we're going to give it flex, item center gap of 5, medium do not padding top and bottom to be 1.5. So what we need to do is make sure we grab the where's the link come from? This link, this one. We already defined these links right here. So here we need to use the links dot map, and yeah, let me just accept that one and close this one up. So here we're mapping through the links, and each of the link we're going to assign a key to it. So the footer, which is going to be of probably, if we want to, we can leave it like this, or else we can just spread out the link alongside it, and it will all work very well. So right here we are accepting what we're accepting. We're accepting the href and label, and in here the href to be whatever stuff here we click, and also which is right now is going to be the GitHub as href. As you all know it, right here it's saying the GitHub, which is of this. Okay, so that is that for the footer. If I go there, you can see we're going to have two footer, one of Twitter and one of GitHub. Okay, and the next thing we are going to do is, why is this? Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is make sure we have our get all stars, which we already did, and right here it is. So here we're going to pass it as some sort of props. We're going to make sure this is an async function, so we're going to await it like it's a promise. And in here we have what's it called? In here we have a component which is our theme, and you can, if you like, you can do this, but for me to complete this tutorial, I'm just going to do this. So I'm just going to be importing the theme from component layout theme toggle. Alright, so right now we're going to go to the component, the layout, this one. Make sure you create a component, name it theme toggle.tsx, and in here you want to go in the theme toggle. So we're going to be grabbing a lot of stuff. When I mean grab, we're going to be grabbing lots of stuff. So here we're going to use mounted, we're going to use a monitor, the moon, the sun, all coming from Lucid React, and also you're going to be needing the use themes from Next themes, and the skeleton as well, we're going to be needing that, and the custom button as well, we're going to be needing that as well. So what are the things we are going to accept as props? We are going to remember right here we are passing all stars, so we of type all stars. Okay, so in here we're saying all stars is of type number. So good. Next thing we need to do, export default function. So here we say toggle. Here it's going to accept all stars as props. As type all stars, and we close that one right here. All stars. But it's never read, so we haven't used it. So what we need to do right now, we are going to create two states. So Now we're going to first of all call this set theme and destructure the theme and set theme from the set theme function, and also mounted use mounted. It's like we are grabbing this from the more like it's checking if we are mounted, and if we are not mounted, then it will, this is all good for the hydration, Next.js hydration stuff. Okay, so we are going to the mounted, and right there we are going to make sure we create a hook like so, and in here we are going to be creating the use mounted. I mean, if you don't like, you might leave this one, but if you like, you might just want to do it, which is all fine. So here all we're doing import everything from the React component, and then function use mounted, creating a state of mounted and set mounted, and by default it's false. So once the components render, like once we load everything and it's all settled, it's going to set the mounted to be true, and then we return the mounted. So that's basically what it's doing. So right here we're just going to import it. As you can see, use mounted right here. So let me just get rid of one of them. So the next one is the theme toggle, which we already have because we are no longer, we are going to be using the next theme right here. So here is the toggle one where we're going to be toggling stuff. So before that, we are just checking. Okay, we're just checking right here. If it is not mounted, then we want to return some free skeleton. Well, these skeletons are what we did by ourselves. These are not something we did from Shartian. We didn't import it from Shartian, but it's something we I create customly. So here we're going to go to the component right here. As you can see, so we're going to create UI, and in here, inside the UI, we're going to create a skeleton .csx here, like so. So we go back into the skeleton right here, very basic. So what we did right here, let me just close this RSA. So we have this skeleton right here component. All we did right here is type skeleton, because we're going to take some props of extra class name from the from outside this the parent component is going to pass something to this child component, which is additional class name, property or attribute or props. So each of them is going to pass this one. So right here we are rendering what's it called? I was explain this. Okay, so right now it's importing React from React. We don't need two, we just need one. And also these are the props we are going to accept from here. So here we're going to use the class name, which is of type skeleton props. And here we need the CN. Let me just try to import that here. So we imported this from our app utils lib folder, and so what this does is that it's giving a BG of this color and animate pulse, and then so this is the precedence I was talking about. In programming, there's something we call precedence. Okay, and this is called, because if we call this right here before this class name, then it will, whatever we pass here after this one, if I should call it somewhere here, if I call it somewhere in the beginning right here, whatever we pass here, we override this one. So we are passing it here after so that we can be able to override whatever we have here. Okay, so let me just close that one up, and we can import our skeletons. So as you can see, we're just giving it a size 8 rounded full, size 8 rounded full, size 8 rounded full. Let me close this one up, and that is done. And the next thing we are going to do is make sure we have another custom stuff going on right here. Why is this click of value never? Of course, it's never used because we have some long way to go actually. So what we need to do is create our custom button. So this is very amazing because this is what ShadCN did. It built its components on top of Radix UI, and on that it has been using it to do some sort of that's the reason why we can be able to customize our own components. Since it's built based on top of Radix UI, so as well we can do the same thing and replicate the same thing. Since this what's it called, class various authority is there, we can be able to do something similar. So I'm just going to show you guys how that one works. So our custom button right here is coming from so custom button is coming from the UI, this one. So I'm just going to create the button .csx like so. So as you can see, we are not using exactly. If you install ShadCN, this is exactly what it will look like, but trust me, we are not having ShadCN installed. As you can see, there is no ShadCN in any of my in this package right here. As you can see, there is no ShadCN installed. I don't even have that what's it called, there's this file name that ShadCN comes with whenever you install it. It's not there. So as you can see, we are building it all from scratch. So as long as we have what's it called, we have this stuff right here. As long as we have the class variant authority, we can create ours as well. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is wait a minute. So let me just find a way to grab theme toggle. So let me just grab this one. Where's it called? So let me just grab this one and paste it here, so I stop complaining. So the next thing we want to do is create our own custom, cost. I did this in my last video. Custom button equals to CVA, class variance authority, and I'm just going to, so in here we have our custom style. By default, it's going to use this style. So let me just grab this and whack those in here. So it's just too many, so I'm just going to grab them rather than typing them, and I'll explain. So this is the first initial stuff. It's going to have by default everything that comes with the custom button. We have this one attached to it. Okay, so the next thing we are going to call is the variants. Say like so. So in the variants we are going to have variants. Okay, so it's going to have variants, and in this variant, these are what we are going to be calling whenever we want to make use of the button. So we're going to have destructive, as well as we are going to be having a default destructive going to be using outline. We're going to be using secondary. I know it all looks like Shartian, but it's not Shartian. And also we're going to be using Ghost, but I don't think these are not necessarily needed. I just did all of this so that it looks like you know. And also after this we're going to have the size. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. So here we're going to have the sizes. Let me just put a comma there. We're going to have by default is going to have a height of 10, padding left and right to be 4, padding top and bottom to be 2. So and also we are going to have some default down here. So we're going to have this default to be variants of default, which of these. If you like, you can make it destructive. The size by default it should be this. Why is this complaining? Expected this. So of course that is it for that one. The next thing we are going to do is going to make sure we have the what's it called? So make sure we're going to have the make sure React components some kind of attribute from React. We're going to make sure they connect with the normal native HTML button and extend the props as well. So here we're going to say extend interface custom button props. So we're going to extend React dot button HTML attributes. Let me widen this a little bit, and then we're going to make sure that is of HTML. Make sure that is of HTML button element, and in there we need to make sure we pass in the variant props, which another one, this one, which we have variant props like so, and type of button props, which we define right here. Okay, and then in here we're going to have as child, which is optional boolean. Okay, extends no, not extend, exports here, export interface card. Okay, so right here is accepting nothing but just you know what's it called? It's accepting this as a child, as conditional stuff we're going to be passing later on. So right here, let me just remove this one. So right now we are going to say custom button equal react dot forward ref HTML. As you can see, this one is coming from the what's it called, native HTML props attribute HTML button elements, like so. So in here we're going to say the custom button props, which we did right here, and also right here if you look closely, right here is accepting some props, but instead of we to do these props, right, we're going to destructure more of it. But for now, let's just return the button, and this one we can just it's a self-closing one. Sorry guys, I'm not a fast typer, else I would have typed this a lot way faster. So right here the ref is ref and the class name should be of CN, then the custom class name. In here we're going to destructure whatever, as you can see it's taking in the props. So what we need to do right now here is we need to destructure the props. Okay, so right here, as you can see, we're going to make sure we get the class name. We're going to make sure we have the variant. We're going to make sure we have the size. We're going to make sure we get as child, and we're going to take in all of the other props. Okay, and in here we can pass in the variant, size, class name as well. Okay, and then the last thing here, we'll make sure that we give it a custom display name. So in here we're giving a custom display name of custom button, and then we're exporting this, and as well we're exporting the what's it called, the custom variant, which we have here as props. Okay, type of custom variant, custom button. So for we not to like mistake the names, so here we need to make sure these names are not together, so we do not confuse ourselves. As you can see, it's asking for custom variants here, which we are supposed to use here. So here is a custom here, and also right now we need to make sure we keep this one as well, custom variant. And also right here we need to make sure we give it custom variants like so. So we are done. So this is basically what Shatien did, and but just that in theirs they are working with the what's it called, with some primitive like so, primitive dot item, primitive dot something, which is coming from Radix UI. So you can basically do yours as well if you want to. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is so this function right here, this what it returns if it's not mounted, that's what it returns. Else, but if it's mounted, the next thing we're going to do is create a div, and in that div we're going to return some custom button. So right here we're going to say custom button. Make sure you import custom button from there, and make sure right now right here you pass in this size. As you can see, we have the size of SM and the variant of secondary. Okay, and in there we just want to give it some star, and also we want to give it some. So right here we are giving it star, is a type of from Lucid, which is I think I did import star. So okay, I think yeah, it's a star from Lucid, as you can see. So that is star from Lucid, and we're just giving it MS of 1, ME of 2, opacity of 60. So now we are saying if all star is greater than 1, make sure it is called stars, else just make it to be star. So why is this complaining? It is complaining because it is not recognized. Did you mean all stars? It couldn't find the name all stars, so it's not finding this name all stars. And exactly what we did, because we need to pass it as props from the footer. So if we go back to the footer right here, so it is complaining. Why is it complaining? Theme toggle. Okay, so the theme toggle right now is not working, so we need to import theme toggle from let me go back here. So we need to go to the UI. No, we need to go to the layout and then theme toggle, like so. And then in here it's only complaining because of this all stars. And mind you, we already passed in the all stars theme toggle. So if I go to the footer, yeah, so theme toggle, if I go to the footer in here, we are calling the all stars right here, and also we are calling it all stars here. So what we do is pass the all stars to here, and we destructure this. I never read. All star does not exist. I'll type this. Why is it not recognizing this all star? All stars. Okay, so I'm using just an S there. So here should be all stars. And what it does right now is, if the all stars is greater than 1, just use the S. As you can see, it is having all star. Where is the S? I don't know, but we'll find out a little bit. So right now, if it is greater than 1, make sure it's all stars. And here, I don't think this is right, so I'm just going to take that one out of the way, because right now it should be S. It should be S because these are way more than that. Oh, I need to go full screen. Okay, so we're yet to get that one working. So yep, so right now it's saying all stars. Okay, and so that is that for this one. And let me see. Okay, so I need to probably refresh. As you can see, there's this skeleton that loads. It's like a 3. As you can see, it's right there. So I think I need to do something with my all star. It's not all star. It's all star like so. So here it's all star like so. Okay, there you go. So we have an S there, so we're just kind of messing around with this spelling right now, right there, but it's all fixed right now. So we have our all stars. So we want to render our theme toggle, what's it called? We want to render our theme toggle component. So it's just pretty basic, so I'm going to explain there what we did. So we're having our inline flex, and flex wrap, and gap of 2, and margin from the left to be 5. So we're having our custom button. We're passing our external class name, which we are overriding this what's it called, the default one that we had here. No, not this. Okay, yeah, we are overriding the default style. We remember we passed in this we passed in this class name right here as well, so that's why we'll be able to pass in external class name. So making it round, and we're giving a height of 9, and make sure it's having the padding left and right to be of 1, and on the dark we want the text to be white, and on the dark we want the bottom, the border to be of the color of neutral 800. So the same thing applied to all of this as well, and the variant for this to be outline, area label to be like themes, slides to be icon. On click here we're just setting the theme to be dark, and on this one setting it to be light, and on this one setting it to be the 16. So as you can see, if I click on this, oof, yay, our next theme is not working. So what seems to be the problem? Because I'm clicking and it's not working. Oh, there's a problem. Okay, let's go fix it. That's what we do. So what we do right now, we go back to the what's it called? We go back to the header. Right here we don't have a header. We just have what's it called, footer and theme toggle. But for now, let's just go back to our layouts. Okay. So now I'll be like, what's happening in the layout? I'll tell you. I'll show you. So right now in the layouts, we're going to import providers. We are going to have some providers. Okay. And remember, this theme right here, it works like some kind of use context behind the hood. So you just want can't tell where it's coming from or how it's kind of working, but I'll show you guys. I'll show you. So here we need to go create the provider. Make sure you have your provider created. So I'm just going to close everything, and in our app right here, which is here, we're going to create provider.css. In our provider right now, it's very basic and simple. Just going to grab those and explain. So in here, we are just using using the use client word right here, and in here we're importing the theme provider from the next themes and theme provider. I mean, yeah, we can do this here, like all of them, like so. We can do this as well, but as you can see, it's kind of deprecated. I don't know why. So here we say the next theme props from next, and here we're just getting the props. Okay, or probably we can use the type of next theme props. So then let me check. Will it work? Okay, no, this is not working. I think there's a way they fix this stuff. Anyway, so here we're just getting the theme props, which is not even necessary. So all we're just using it right here is a theme provider, we getting the children and also the props. Okay. So theme provider props, which is the types, we are just wait a minute. Okay, so why is it this way? So right now we are just taking the theme props as the types of these props right here, and then also we are returning the next theme, which is from the theme provider, which is from this provider itself, and then we are calling all the passing along the props that is needed, and then the children. So in here, what we need to do, if we go back to our layout right here, in the layout we have as I mentioned, these are the props that we passed from the provider. As we see, we spread some props along. So in here, what you need to do is make sure you go to the main here and call the theme the provider, and grab that one and make sure it is set here, and so here it's complaining, and we just need to make sure we import it from the provider. Make sure you set your attribute to class and the default theme to be system. These are all optional in my ways of doing it, and enable system. And also make sure you go to your tailwind.config and make sure you have this dark mode to be class, and do not put this in here. No, do not put it in here, it won't work. Make sure you put it here, the first thing right here. Okay, so if I go to my project, as you can see, if I switch between light theme and dark theme, it works super well. Okay, so as you can see, it's work. If I go on that thing, it works as well. So down here in the theme toggle here, we're just having our footer link, which is having the label to go and also dark. In fact, matter of fact, I think this text will be white and dark theme. Let me get rid of this one first, and let's see if it works still. So if I go dark theme, on the dark theme to be of text should be not white, to be black. Okay, so let's grab this one on dark. Wait a minute. Okay, this is our original one. This is our normal one. So on this first one, it's having all the stars set. Okay. So right here is having all the stars. Where is it? There's moon, the sun, and then the star, which is this one. Okay. So right here we need to make sure there's a way this text on the dark, we want the text to be black, like so. And we already have that, and we can have it here. As you can see, it's right there. As you can see, it's right here. So here's the light, here's the dark, here's the light, here's the dark. But there's a problem. Okay, I don't know if it's a problem, but if I come to this one, you can see lights, everything kind of go and switch. But here, if we go on dark, it's all there. If we go on white, it's all there. Which make me wonder if I did copy the real thing, but notwithstanding, here we can say if it is dark, okay, not that one, we should do it on this one. Okay, if it is dark, BG to be of black, text should be okay. So now I understand why I use the white here, as you can see. So I'm just going to copy this and use it here as well. As you can see, and use it right here as well. So if I go here, as you can see, white, black, white, dark, white, black. So pretty much now it is working, and it's working perfectly well. So the next thing, why is it saying white text? So the next thing we are going to do is go to the layout and make sure, as you can see, we are missing one thing right now, which is the header. On the original one we have the header, which is right here, and right here we are missing it. So what we need to do is create the header .css, and in here we need to just call the RFCE and make sure it is the header. So let's go to layout, header. So I'll grab all this and explain, okay? So what's going on here? Well, right now we are just importing the next link from next link component, and also we are importing avatar from public image. So if we go to our public, we're going to see this image, this one. So I got it from a splash. I forgot who the real person who owns it is. I will have the blur image, which is coming from blur image. So if we go to this blur image, it's a component, all right? So we are going to make sure we create that blur image. So if we go to component, as you can see, it has this blur image. So when I go to my component right here, make sure you create the blur image .css, like so. So I'm just going to make sure I explain what is going on here. So use client, also import use state from React. So we import type of, exactly what I was kind of trying to import the last time. Import type of component props from React, and also we need the image, okay, and we need the CN. So what we need to do is export default function blur image, which is going to be of type something, and let me make sure I extend this a little bit. So we are going to accept the props right here, which are component props type of image, which is this one. So we're just like what we did with the button, but this one is coming from the, as you can see, it's taking the ref attribute from the image, the native image. So here we say the const loaded set loaded use state to be false. So in here we are just passing the unload, which is some kind of property of the image. So this one is a React event handler which checks if something is loaded or is still loading. So if it is loaded, it's going to set this to be true. Okay, let me just grab all of this. So right here we're going to import our CN props which we pass here, component props type of image. So here we're saying props the class name, and also here the duration and is in out. Make sure if it is loaded, make sure to be below SM, else make sure it is 0. So once it is loaded, it's going to make here to be false, which right here should be true, not false. True like so. So once it is loaded, it's going to make here to be false. So here we need to import that as well. Go back to the header, and here we're saying we call in the blur image, which is from here, and we are passing it the source of the avatar, which is our public image, and also making sure it's a priority, and make sure you give it a placeholder to be blur as well. So we save it, and we go back to our refresh. We won't see anything because we are not calling it from the layout. Okay, so let's go back to the layout, and let's close this one. Let's go to the layout right here, and in here we have the header, as you can see. So we're going to import this one header like so, and let's refresh. As you can see, it kind of loads, as you can see. Pretty nice. Okay, so there you go, there you have your portfolio fetching all your live data from GitHub. So as you can see, everything is working perfectly well. So if this is something like if there's any other project you want me to build, please leave a link down in the description, in the comment section, and I will try my best to build it for you guys. So without further ado, this brings us to the end of the tutorial, and I hope you guys share this video, as it will help us grow, and it will make sure our videos go viral. And I thank each and every one of you for sticking to the end and watching our content, and make sure you do subscribe, and make sure you do share our content. Make sure you do like it, and make sure you do follow up, and if there's anything you do not understand, leave a like and I will respond back. So for you guys to know, I see all your comments. So this one is for a request made that was requested by a user, which is one of my subscribers. So make sure if there's any project you want me to build up next, leave the comment down there and I will build it for you guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.